Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to the exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. Dublin is an interesting city at night. There are many streets, many cobbles, many places that remain unseen, hidden, lost to the dream. It is down one of these streets that many would look at him and simply think a filthy vagrant, because in all honesty, that is probably what he is. Wanders wanders on his way, ambling through the darkened city streets. And we will join our newest compadre, our newest verbose gentleman of the evening, shall we say, as he turns down a laneway, um, suddenly standing in an illuminated patch of the street just under a street lamp. A moment, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Okay. So, Joe, how are you doing this evening? It's really cold.
Uh, Nothing worse for wear. I've been through cold. I've been through heat. I got my tan overcoat huddled around me. I'm probably wandering the streets looking for a group of rough sleepers to share a trash fire with.
All right. As you step out of the light that is cast by the street lamp above you into another deepening pool of shadow, you become imminently aware that you are not the only person standing in the street. As a matter of fact, there is someone who is standing directly behind you.
Oh. I turn around to see who it is.
One moment, let me just find their picture. There we go. My, a face I don't know. Now that's interesting. But not just a face I don't know, but an interesting face I don't know.
Who are you and what's with the get-up?
Do you have a light, stranger?
I pull out my lighter and hand it over.
She'll flick it open. She'll ignite it, and she'll take out a cigarette with her teeth. She pulls it out slowly before she takes a deep drag. She'll even offer you the box of cigarettes if you smoke.
Oh yeah, I take one.
She then flicks the lighter closed. I'm going to assume it's a zipper.
No, it's just a Bic.
Oh, it's a Bic, okay.
Yeah.
And then she hands it back to you, and she'll say, "You don't want to talk about outfits."
Fair point.
I don't know you, as I said, and you're wandering around the patch that I'm keeping an eye on this evening. I was wondering who you were.
I offer my hand, and I say, Homeless Joe, at your service. I'm surprised you haven't heard of me.
Is that actually your name?
That's what everyone calls me, and that's what you can call me.
She holds out her hand, and you will notice the fact that she's wearing the same kind of white leather gloves on her hands. She'll say, "In that case, I'll honour you at at least a partially full introduction. Alexandre D'Onofrio, Bonnie Flambeau, at your service."
Nice to meet you. So what can I do you for?
As I said, you wandering around. We're, shall we say, keeping an eye out currently for unwanted elements, and I merely thought that you might be one of them.
What do you mean by unwanted elements?
She smiles. She looks up and down and she says, "Well, if you must know." She leans in very, very close. You can smell, she's got a really sweet perfume that maybe is reminiscent of wildflowers mixed with lilac. And she will say, "Let's just say that there are some people around here who are not very friendly, who like to take advantage of unwary magi as they walk the streets at night."
Well, I've got a couple of years under my belt. I don't worry about much.
That's fair. Recently, we've had problems with, shall we say, our technologically inclined friends. So, I really want to make sure you won't run of them. But then again, you don't look like the typical hitman.
do I look like a techno bastard?
No, I'll give it to you that you don't.
I don't even own a phone, lady.
That's fair. And you're a what?
Me? I'm a homeless person. I live on the I live on the streets.
I mean, affiliated with whom?
The railways, freedom, whimsy, a warm glass of something alcoholic.
Right. I see. Allow me to rephrase that. I am a hermetic. What the fuck are you?
I am homeless Joe. I go where I please. I cause no trouble. I help the people. What I am isn't important. The question that you've asked is who I am. And, well, I'm homeless Joe.
I can't remember the last time somebody fucking talked back to me. 10 out of 10, you homeless bastard.
I must apologize because I really don't give a fuck who you are. But if you want to share a drink, have a smoke, and spend some time getting to know each other, that's a different story. But if you want to stand there and make demands of what I am and where I'm from, then you can go your separate way and I'll go mine.
All right. I like it. I like it. That is an interesting way to view the universe. Right. I tell you what, we're not far. There's a pub, or rather a club, for our type of people. Why don't I bring you there and we can have that drink?
That sounds a lot more pleasant than standing out in the cold.
That's entirely fair. She kind of does a little head jerk to the side, like as in come.
Yeah.
And she starts to lead you down. She leads you down onto one of the main shopping streets of Dublin City proper.
Okay.
You see, this is much better lit than the back alley where you were previously, or the back streets where you were previously. It's later on in the evening. We're going to say it's about 10 o'clock in the evening or so. And there, you will eventually find yourself coming towards a really shabby looking door that has a broken down, cracked sign overhead that simply says Agrabah Nights. And standing in front of the door is a large Eurasian man who has his arms folded across his chest. He's wearing black sunglasses and a black suit with a white shirt and a black tie. As Denal walks up, she kind of gives him a sup nod, whilst kind of putting her two fingers to her forehead and flicking, as in like a greeting. The bouncer will step back away from the door and will allow you upstairs.
I asked the doorman a quick question.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, is your name Jafar by chance?
Oh, I assume that is your semblance of humor, Sadiq.
Well, I mean, I saw the sign and I just had to imagine.
No. My name is Jabbar, if you must know.
Ah, I see. Well, I won't make the mistake again, so excuse me, I'll just be going in.
As you step upstairs, the flight of stairs is about 20 steps, and you come to a hanging piece of fabric. As you push the fabric aside, it is as if you stepped far away from where you were. You smell the sweet scent of pomegranate mixed with lamp oil. Here inside, there are a number of low tables that have been set with cushions and other seating around them, upon which shisha pipes have been placed. There is a smell of, as I said, there was a smell of pomegranates and lamp oil as different small illuminated lamps burn in the darkness. However, strangely, this room seems to have no walls. It appears as if you have stepped into a Bedouin tent. The walls themselves are covered in canvas. However, you will look at the bottom of the wall. You will look at the bottom of the canvas, and you will see the wind buff at the bottom of the canvas, and occasionally wisps of sand are blown inside from without.
I follow her lead until she goes and takes a seat somewhere.
I'm gonna take a liberty. Tiger?
Ahoy.
So Tiger, and is Kim joining us as well?
Yes.
Alright. So there will be 2 people in the room. I will say that it is the pair. You will see Magister D'Onofrio enter. And she has with her, very obviously, a homeless man.
Hyun gives her a wave.
Oh, right. So, my fine, dilapidated friend, these 2, well, rather, these are both members of my organization. Shall we join them?
They're other hermaph or whatever's?
Yes. For the record, you have Mayflower. You know what a hermetic is.
Oh, I definitely do. I'm being a dick.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
D'Onofrio holds out her hand and she says, Scotch, single malt, McPherson's distillery. Poof. She actually says, she alliterates the poof. And as she said it, you will see it appear in her outstretched hand.
I pull out my flask full of cheap rye, and I take. I offer it in a toast.
Cheers.
Cheers. I take a swig.
I found this one when I was keeping when I was doing my nightly patrols. So I said that I might as well make sure that he actually had something to eat and a drink. Call it my act of charity for the evening.
Yeah, makes sense.
Allow me to introduce you to hang on. Hyun, you are an adept major, I think?
No, I don't have any spears at 4.
So you're just an adept.
Right. I believe that's how it works.
Okay. Allow me to introduce you to Adept Hyun, Hyun Boni Veditius, and what is Erite 2? I think that's Apprentice.
We can just go for it, because I don't feel like grabbing my hermetic book right now.
That's fair. And Apprentice Mini Boni Veditius.
Oh, well. I was just saying many ways.
Oh, nice to meet both of you. I wave back.
All right. She pounds back the drink in one knock, like, I'm going to continue on my patrol. Make sure that he doesn't, I don't know, steal anything.
I don't want anything you have.
She looks at you with her appearance 5 and flicks her hair. Indeed. Before she will peace out of the room in the odd march step that D'Onofrio generally has. Evan needs to go to the bathroom, so feel free to roleplay amongst yourselves, and the other people can feel free to intro whenever they like. So, yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right, Ozzy will walk past the bouncer and give him a howdy as he heads up the stairs. He looks exactly like he does in the picture. He's even carrying that tablet. Except over his eyes, he's got, well, ain't that interesting. Those look like a pair of Google glasses. He'll step in, he'll order a soda and say poof on the tail end of that as well, before taking a seat at the table not that far away from the others.
I see him walk in. Would he be the only other person in the room besides the Minnie and Hyun?
I believe that's what Evan said. Yeah, that you guys are the only ones in the room at the moment. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, come in. I wave him down. I'm like, come on in. You don't look like one of these herms. Let's have a drink.
He'll raise his glasses up to his forehead and yell,
Hey, fuck you too.
And no offense, but if you have the firmly placed stick where the sun doesn't shine like your boss there, then well,
I mean, we don't.
calls him as I calls him as I sees him.
I'm dressed in a hoodie.
Ozzy looks over at the other two. You guys know this guy?
Oh, we're just, meeting him.
We're good friends.
Sure.
We've known each other for a while.
He looks at a watch. 5 minutes. He looks back at them.
Less than that.
He'll look at the bartender. Screw it. Crown Royal. Poof.
So you're all mages too, right?
Yep.
I thought I was Canadian.
Well, whatever
Yes.
you want to call yourself. Why have I never run into you people before?
I don't know. That's really a question you should be asking yourself.
I suppose so. I guess we just run with different circles.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. We don't all run together, so who knows?
Yeah. So what's the news? What's been going on in Dublin besides rampant homeless rates, increase in drug crimes, and a very serious lack of people with proper decorum?
That's not true. Homelessness has gone down.
Are you living on the streets? Because the government census tells one thing, and the amount of tents says another.
Yeah, the government never gets it right. Government numbers are usually within 5%.
See, I like this guy.
Well, to be fair, it's within 5% of something. Not saying it's within 5% of what they're actually trying to tell you, but it's within 5% of something.
Of something. Of some arbitrary number. I agree. Isn't the government here run by technos anyway?
I don't know.
Now, what do you mean by technos?
No, not nerds like you. I mean the union.
Well, thank you for distinguishing between me and them. That is appreciated.
Well, yeah,
he actually closes his eyes when he says that. He looks like he's highly annoyed.
I don't know, honestly. It is what it is.
Okay. Well, what kind of dangers are on the streets? That the fancy dressed one was saying something about some sort of shadowy monster that's been knocking off mages. Am I to be worried, or is she just fear mongering?
You should always be worried.
Yeah, honestly, it could be either one. There's about an equal chance of it. Gun looks. What time is it right now?
I don't know, 10 o'clock.
Oh,
You're connected to the internet.
Yeah.
Look it up.
it's kind of spotty in here. But he'll pull out his phone. She's probably within her 10th shot by now. So who knows with her?
It's like
it is
4:30,
precisely 11 seconds past the 11th minute, past the 11th hour post-meridian, when a very, very shaggy gentleman goes ahead and enters the establishment. He is, he's got quite a scratchy little beard to him. You can't really call it a 5 o'clock shadow, maybe a 10 o'clock shadow at very, very legitimately best. His hair is in disarray perpetually. He seems to be wearing a just a regular coat, but underneath it is a uniform that you would associate with several convenience stores around the Dublin area. S Smart. Shop Smart. Shop S Smart. At least that's what the name tag says. The name tag also goes ahead and says that he's very happy to see you, but the facade on his face goes ahead and tells a different story, another story, very controversial, contrary story, as he makes his way into the establishment. The wind goes ahead and blows his face a little bit of sand in the air because hell, where'd that sand come from? Of course, it would go into his face. He's not perturbed at all. He finds himself some cushions, some seats, a hookah pipe, and he smokes and he smokes. He makes himself comfortable a little bit of ways away from you.
Well, I wave him over.
You get waved back, and he stays where he is.
Guess he doesn't like fine company.
I wouldn't describe you as fine company. Especially insulting the very person that's actively reducing the homelessness population by 1,000.
Is homelessness a problem? Is being free an issue? I don't have any responsibilities. I'm fed. I have my own priorities. I wouldn't say that I'm in any distress. I help people too. Food, water, and the necessities. And these people are free.
I feel like it depends on the person.
It's all about perspective, man. It's all about perspective.
Right.
The biggest crime that we commit in the modern age is getting up every morning and walking to a job that we hate, getting home at night exhausted, totally depressed, and it's kissing our family goodnight before doing the exact same thing again and again and not really enjoying what the world has to offer.
Wait,
That's
we're allowed to have families as wages?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It doesn't happen very often.
Oh, yeah.
Duncan
On account of us being
walks
parents.
in. Duncan walks in. He looks like James McAvoy in Split, the swole beast guy.
Duncan! Are
Wow.
you still afraid of boobs?
Nah, I'm not.
What do you have to go lying to the wee lassie for? You're petrified of memories.
You shut your hole, old woman.
On a side note, whenever I affect that accent, for those of you who don't know, you cannot hear it. It is only Duncan who can hear it because there's a spirit that is yelling at him. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Continue on with your lives.
Bartender, do you have anything?
Old.
Woman, I'm not talking to you.
Oh no, you'd never spend a moment to talk to your dear gran. No, what have I ever done for you? Only nursed you, clothed you, given you love and affection. No, it's fine.
Oh, and made me seem like a madman wherever I go since you bonded yourself to my fucking soul. Remember that.
Glass of Everclear. Poof.
Do you have a glass of Everclear?
He immediately downs the entire glass because it's getting a bit much for him.
So
Ozzy raises his glass to Tiger's character. I can't remember. Downs his too.
Isaac, for his part, is still seated a bit of the ways in front of the hookah pipe, enjoying himself.
So, what's tonight got to offer us?
What?
What's tonight have to offer us?
What's happening tonight?
Oh, apparently shadow monsters.
Shadow monsters.
Isn't that what D'Onofrio said?
D'Onofrio says a lot of things that I don't pay attention to.
Which
Shadowy
one is that
creatures hunting us.
Very seriously. Sir, are you in need of a jacket?
No?
Oh, I have a home you can come stay in for a night or two, so you get yourself on your feet then.
I'll take your offer of a couch if you got one, but I won't be staying long.
Sure, sir. And maybe a fine meal or two.
Oh my. Sorry, this is literally too much. This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. The individual who longs for freedom and to fight the state, hanging out with the one who decides that the dead are a better state than the living. That's poetic, that is. That's poetic as fuck.
Shut your mouth, English.
But standing in the door, you will see this individual. Obviously, Sans the skeleton. He is. Beg your pardon?
He doesn't have the skeleton?
He does not have the skeleton.
I feel like it's totally a Gravedigger thing to do to just go fucking waltzing with a skeleton wherever he goes.
I mean, it kind of is, but what he does in his home life is his business. But he is standing at the doorway. You will notice the lights in the room flicker and dim ever so slightly at his presence. You feel a cold wash over you. It is it's one of those colds that penetrate deep down to the bone. And regardless how much clothing you're wearing and how much protection you have against it, you cannot help but shiver. My. Mr. Campbell. Oh, sorry, yeah. Mr. Campbell, surely you can keep a civil tongue in your head.
Aye, of course I can, seeing as how this is a place of hospitality. But you English, it should be a struggle for you.
Who's this freak?
What did you say?
Well, I mean, we'll see if you can hold up your end of the end of hospitality.
No. Not you, you gigantic Scottish jackalope. What did you say?
I asked who the freak was at the door that's cackling like an anime villain.
Oh, shite.
I haven't been called a freak recently.
That's shocking.
How should I respond? There are multiple ways I could. I think I'll start with an introduction. That's always best. That's what I've always been told. He extends his hand to Homeless Joe.
I wipe some of the grime off, and then I extend it back.
Mr. Gravedigger, at your service.
Homeless Joe.
If nothing else, at least you're honest to what your eyes see and what your mouth says. That's always an interesting trait. When it is the two of those become divorced from one another, well then, that just leaves everyone sad and diminished, doesn't it?
That's like just your opinion, man.
He smiles and he says, "Perhaps, but then again, I often find that when one can make their opinion your opinion, then that is the true power of persuasive thought."
Sounds like a bunch of foolishness to me. I think you take a pretty critical look at life. Maybe you should just chill out, hit the pipe, hang out, have a drink.
I wouldn't know, Mr. Joe. I'm not really an expert in life.
That's too bad. That's really too bad. You're missing out. You gotta tell you. I've enjoyed it for the past couple of years.
You see, he puts his fingers in his mouth and he lets out one of those whistles that are really, really sharp. Like, I can't do it. But he looks over at Isaac and he says, "Are you still clinging to the vestigial remains of your corporeal form, Isaac?"
Isaac goes ahead and looks up from where he's been lounging around, goes ahead and locks eyes past the bushel of hair covering Gravedigger's eyes, simply goes ahead and says, "Part of the ship."
Part of the crew. Oh, well. No. Such an interesting group of individuals. But then again, you all have your foibles. Oh. I think he has. Gravedigger has met Hyun before, hasn't he?
Very briefly, yes.
But not me.
But not many.
He will say, and you're Mr. I have a walking nuke in my chest.
The nuke doesn't walk, I just walk and the nuke comes with me.
That's fascinating. Have you ever contemplated on just ending it all, and by ending it all, ending everybody else?
Yeah, a couple times.
Oh, good. I
Hey!
see you've experienced Dublin City traffic jams then.
No, for much bigger situations, but sure, go ahead and believe what you want.
I always do.
Really just like smacks him. Not allowed.
And who is the feisty young one with you?
The feisty young one
You.
can speak for herself.
That's why I asked who the fuck you were.
Oh, he was asking you.
It was more of a general
I
statement.
mean, let's take a look at the grammatical sentence. Who is the feisty one with you? Referring to me slapping you on the titty for insinuating suicide and setting off a 20 megaton nuclear bomb.
Yeah, life is precious, you pale cunt.
There's alright, whatever, it doesn't matter.
I love how he's so immediately opinionated. For example, you all know that I could kill practically every one of you in this room, and thus I can be a dick, and there's very little you can do about it. However, he's just a cunt with none of that self-assurity.
I mean, I didn't know that, but that's nice to know.
Idle threats.
Oh.
I don't think it's an idol.
No, it's not worth it. But that'd be no. The prince is a member of the Disparate Alliance, and I have to be nice to the members of the Disparate Alliance. It's all fine and dandy till someone loses an arm. Anyway, moving on. I've actually come here for a reason. You know, as pleasant and all as your company is. You'll see he removes from the inner pocket of his coat a rolled up piece of paper, and he pins it to the notice board. Pin. As he pins it up, you'll see it's written in a very spidery-like script. So it's black ink with a lot of very, very exuberant loops and twirls. Very, very beautifully, very beautiful, a very archaic calligraphy. And it basically is the actual notice of this will be going up on the Facebook, as opposed to being here. But it is basically a notice that Gravedigger and a handful of other eccentric and esoteric collectors will be hosting an auction of some of their more interesting and odd items and interesting objets d'art. As I said, there will be an actual post about this on the Facebook group. But with that done, he'll say, "That's all I had to do. So I'm just going to love and leave you all."
Don't let the shadow monster eat you.
The what?
You know, the shadow monster.
The one that D'Onofrio is hunting.
You know, the one that eats mages.
D'Onofrio's
shadows.
D'Onofrio's hunting rogue True Way agents. She's not hunting a shadow monster. What the fuck are you talking about?
How do you know? Maybe she hunts other things.
I heard it was a shadow monster that eats pale emo cunts, but whatever.
Yeah. That's his favorite prey.
Yeah. That's why I haven't been eaten yet. But your days are numbered.
Why are you such an ass?
I mean, it's Gravedigger. It's okay to be an ass to him.
I don't know him.
It's okay to be an ass to him.
It's not okay to be an ass. Could you please all remember the rules of hospitality, please? And be civil, please.
I mean, he's the one that came in here talking about suicide and nukes in people's chests and shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of rude, honestly. Maybe I don't like everyone knowing about that.
He's made.
I already know about it. So, I mean.
They're just words. He's not done anything. Do not push it past it, please.
On that note, I shall, as I said, love and leave you, ladies and gents. I shall bid you all good day, or good evening, or good ever, whatever. I hope that it is that your footsteps are found ever in shadow. Good day.
I'm just going to go ahead and wave him off.
Ozzy will tip his glass towards Gravedigger.
My character will ward himself against the curse that just got warded on him. Is there any salt about?
You could just ask for some salt and say poof.
I get some salt and I toss it over my shoulder.
So, who the fuck was that?
That's Gravedigger.
That was the head of the Different Alliance. It was.
Oh, Jesus. Well, why did he come in here acting all hotshot and telling people to kill themselves? And
He wasn't acting. That's how he acts.
That's how he acts?
That's how he acts. Aye.
Oh, well, jeez. What a lovely fellow.
Yeah. Knows a lot. It's kind of an asshole, though.
Yeah, I can tell.
There's two types of fellas that act like that man does. Them that can box it up, and them that can't.
You may have a point.
I'm not saying change your ways in any way, sir, as I've just met you, and this has been me since yesterday. I'm simply saying, why make a situation worse when you didn't have to?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all for telling someone where to go and how to get there if they're being a right prick. But the reality is, I'm not going to take shit from some pale bastard that comes in here trying to tell people to kill themselves.
Reality in this place is what you make it, son.
Well, I'm going to make it a little bit more pleasant by getting them kind of folks to get the fuck out.
He didn't really tell me to kill myself. He just asked if I've ever considered it, which I have, and I opted not to.
I've already died 4 times. I didn't need to do it again.
I've been on death's door too many times to joke around about it.
I was just going to go ahead and stand up at the mini references of people dying. Go ahead and, like, very awkwardly stand up, turn himself bodily around, point to the last person you said that he had died, and said, "How?"
Well, the first time was when I went to the Dark Castle and was offered up to the spirit of my ancestry, at which point I was taken across the threshold of death to the Shadowlands. The second time was when Migran killed me, just so I could see to make sure that the first time it would take. The third time it was a duel of sorts with a spectre. He took me out. It was controlled, and so I had to come back. You have to die a couple of times to get a touch of death on you, to make sure your eyes see the way that things are that way. To get stuck, you see.
Goes ahead and nods. How stuck?
Let's just put it this way. There's many options to see over there. I only has one, and I don't like to look at it.
Do you stand on both sides of the veil then? 1 foot in front of the other? 1 foot on one side, 1 foot on the other, excuse me?
More so than most, good sir. More so than most.
He nods, and now he's going to go ahead and, like, walk over to you and sit next to you, because you now have interesting stories to go ahead and tell.
I'm sorry if my somber tone has disrupted your enjoyment of things. I can leave.
Oh no, please stay. He goes and extends a hand. My name is Isaac Blanche. It's nice to meet you.
Duncan Campbell, Lacan Campbell.
It's like, he goes ahead and nods. I know, like, he goes ahead and points to his sticker. Yeah, I work for Smart Mark. So I got no titles. But why? Why do you have to go ahead and, like, throw yourselves into the world of death so often?
Are you Thanatos?
On days that were working, like, fucking weird.
Is that a question for me, sir?
That's her question for you.
Yeah.
Boobs.
If the lady's got a question, I'd like to hear the answer as well.
What is it?
Are you a Thanatos?
A what?
Thanatos?
I'm joking. No, I didn't. No. Then I ascribe to those that particular tradition. No.
What tradition do you prescribe to?
The Dream Speakers. That's to be the ones that McClan has joined. Yeah, that one.
Goes ahead and nods. Okay. Those are the ones that go ahead and like walk in the middle of the desert to go ahead and have a euphoric experience and thus go ahead and experience the spiritual side, although you have gone ahead and taken a different direction, if I understand it.
I've done a ken in the deserts on the Isle of Skye.
Yeah.
So you're a dream speaker. So you're some sort of druidy type?
There's a moment. You know one of those moments when you realize you have done fucked up for just a second?
Yeah.
You in one of those moments. At which point he looks at you and says, "No, sir."
All right.
No. There's a story about how we joined the Dream Speakers, but I'm not allowed to tell it unless you're planned. But suffice to say, that's who I belong to.
Fair enough.
What brings you all out tonight?
I just go ahead and like jerk a thumb to the hookah.
I start to get a little stir crazy surrounded by other hermetic after a while.
I've been told that I should get away from the computer screen every now and again. He holds up a tablet, so I come here with this.
I had just finished my 10th mile and figured I could use a break.
I was just looking for some good company. And you lot seem to be, well, a hell of a lot better than the rodents.
A rodent's a fine meal.
Fine's a stretch, but it does at a pinch.
So there's something about then, is it? Sir, there are times I feel the need, because of hospitality, to explain something to you. That pale wan individual is a powerful necromancer. Arguably the most powerful necromancer in all of Dublin. Getting on the wrong side of him is easy. Getting off that side is not.
That's me.
I just go with the flow, man. If it's my time, it's my time.
Oh,
and
no, sir.
I calls it as I sees it.
Oh, no, sir. You were not going with the flow, sir. You had chosen which way that river was going yourself.
Yeah, all right, you caught me. I'm a little bit gruff to folks that think better themselves than others.
Go ball your head, son. You know what you were doing. You know you're egging him on. So just protect yourself. Yeah.
I'm not worried about me. I'm not worried about me. If he's some great mighty necromancer and leader of the disparate whatevers, I guess I'll have to, I don't know, stove my head in or whatever to prove a point, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Worst case scenario, I'll just back things up a couple minutes and make sure that I didn't say what I did to get my fucking head caved in.
Oh, aye, sir. I'm sure you'll do something. I just don't know what it's going to be.
For the record, this woman enters into Agrabah Nights ducking under the canvas. She doesn't really. She is in fact wearing clothing. She's wearing a simple T-shirt, and she is wearing she's wearing jeans. The tattoos are what you can see are all definitely there. She doesn't seem to
Anyways, exuberantly.
she doesn't seem to pay any attention to anyone here as she crosses to the notice board, and her finger stabs onto the whatchamacallit, onto the letter that was left by Gravedigger, and you see her remove a phone from the back pocket of her jeans, and she types something, but then she just kind of stands there.
And he just looks really sad and dejected.
I have not failed to notice you, Miss Minnie. However, I am currently on an assignment for my master.
The other necromancer.
Lord Sideshow is not a necromancer. Not in the way you would understand it, Mr. Campbell.
I stand corrected, ma'am. Thank you for the education.
You are more than welcome. My apologies. She will turn and she bows very respectfully to Homeless Joe. A face I do not know. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
What's cooking? Good looking? I'm Homeless Joe.
Oh, shite.
I fail to understand. I'm not cooking anything.
Oh. No worries. I'm Homeless Joe. You're friends with the sort that are around the table?
She contemplates that statement. You can actually see the gears in her head moving. And she says, I would constitute one of them to be my friends. The rest are my acquaintances.
Ah.
He just does a little aesthetic bouncy thing.
So what's the deal with the board?
It is a message board.
Okay. Who's your master?
My master, Lord Sideshow.
Did say that.
Hmm?
She did say that like 3 minutes ago.
It's very possible that he did not hear me. That is acceptable.
A better question is, what is your master?
Sure.
My master is my master.
Her master is the Akashan in the city, Lord Sideshow.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Actually, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you, my buddy. Aaron, do you want to roll me intelligence plus streetwise?
Yeah, I sure do. So I'm not familiar with rolling dice in Discord. So how would I go about that?
So you go under the roll section on Discord. It's one of the text channels.
Yeah, I'm in it.
You can literally just see the last roll was made by Sir Christian. You can literally just copy and paste that, put that roll in the message hashtag roll section, and change the 6 to however many dice you have for the roll, and I'll roll it for you.
Oh, okay. Oops. Okay, come on. Just got to pull up my sheet here. There we go. You said intelligence plus streetwise?
Yep.
Okay.
It's 6 dice.
It is. Oh, so it's still just 60-10.
Yeah, so just copy and paste the entire thing and roll it.
Okay. Yes, no? No, that is not how that works.
You didn't put the slash roll or slash or rather.
Oh, I have to put, okay, slash R 60-10.
And make sure there's a space between the or and the 6.
Okay. Here we go.
Alright, so it's going to be standard difficulty, so that 1 takes away one of the 10s. You have 2 successes. Lord Sideshow is also the head of the very, very brutal, heavy-handed criminal organization that is called the Thousand-Tailed Dragon Shinsengumi, who are basically currently strangling Dublin's docklands.
No. Oh, so you work for that brute that's that runs that gang, right?
My character stands and moves very quickly to stand in front of him to catch whatever blow she's going to give to him. I will just take.
Are you just going to take the death strike that's coming?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
And Ozzy is moving as far away as possible.
I will attempt to defend. Can I attempt to defend, please?
Yes, you may attempt to defend.
Can I also attempt to defend?
One of you can. However, if Hyun, if you'd like, you may attempt to stop her from launching the next attack.
Yeah, we'll go for that.
All right, so you can attempt to grapple her, Marcus. You can attempt to parry her blow.
Is she going to use something that I should use? Like, well, I can parry. I'm good. I can soak egg, so I can parry it.
She's strength roll for grapple, right?
Yeah, but hang on. Let me do the roll for her to hit first, because she gets -3 diff to this, so it's going to be difficulty 4.
Yep. I'm just getting my dice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. -1 is 5. Marcus, feel free to roll me your Dex melee in order to.
I was going to use Dex martial arts to block it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Will fast hands the specialty count?
Yes.
So 10 at difficulty. 10 at difficulty.
For the record, Aaron, because this is really unnerving. She launches at you incredibly quickly, but the blank expression on her face never changes. It's still like a very deadpan, kind of, I don't really show emotion.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
I love how Marcus immediately knew, oh shit, interception!
So far, 4. I will spend a willpower point on this.
Okay.
7 successes, 8 successes.
Yeah, you basically she lunges. Her death strike is basically the knuckle on her middle and ring finger, which are basically designed to crush and pulverize bone. With a lot of her purple body strength focused into the blow. So you basically knock her wrist to the side and bring it down, so she's essentially the blow is rendered useless. And now, Tiger, you may roll the grapple.
Standard diff, right?
I'll actually give it to you a diff 4 because you're basically going to run around behind her and kind of grab her arms from behind.
Okay. 5 successes.
She'll attempt to get out of that. I don't think she will, but she'll attempt to. Because it's only her strikes that get the minus difficulties, not her brawling in general.
I stopped the Doist. My life is complete.
Though in your head you hear, did you just lay hands upon a woman?
Isaac, for his part, is with the violence that occurred way too quickly for him to go ahead and react. He's going to go ahead and get off his seat and put his hand to his back pocket.
On a side note, you sense that, Tiger, if you weren't as physically strong as you were, you are actually straining your cybernetics at this point to keep her held, but you are holding.
I'm going to just kind of hiss into her ear, hospitality, not your place, not the time.
You see the kind of, once again, it's this really interesting mental image as the cogs are working. Before you can feel she lets her body go slack.
Gun will slowly let go of her.
I see.
I'm going to go ahead and just rewind time about 30 seconds. I can do that, right?
No.
Unfortunately not. You need time 3 to rewind time.
I do have time 3.
Then yes, you can.
Okay, I'm going to fucking erase that from ever happening. I don't need a murder robot after me on day fucking 1.
Important point.
Yes.
Because of the nature of awakened beings, if you rewind time, the actions will go back and time will reverse. They will still remember the actions having taken place.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, unless you add a mind effect in to actually cloud their memory of it actually happening.
How much fucking paradox would I eat for that?
Bear in mind, using time in general causes paradox because it's vulgar. So it would only be, if you were successful, it would only be one paradox.
Okay, I'll do it because I've got. Would mine 2 be enough to
Nope.
swing something like that? No.
No, unfortunately not.
Damn. Okay, well then I'll just let it stand.
Okay. She stops though, and she looks. She kind of. How did you have her, Young?
Just kind of like bear hug from behind, basically.
Okay. She will look at you with her eyes. She blinks twice and she says, "You have excellent form."
Thank you.
You're welcome. She then turns back and she says, "My master will hear this indiscretion, if you'll excuse me."
Huh.
And she will walk out of the room.
Isaac, for his part, is going to go ahead and try to catch the woman before she gets too far away. Probably in front of the message board, let's go ahead and say.
You can get her before she leaves the room.
All right. I'll try to go ahead and get on side with her for a hot second and go ahead and simply say, "How are you doing?"
I am agreeable, Mr. Blanchet. Are you all still well?
I am also well. How is your soul blackened today?
My soul is always blackened, Mr. Blanchet. I am Yan. I am Yin. It is the nature of things.
Does it weigh on you too harshly today?
No, not too harshly. Thank you, however, for your concern.
I am glad it does not hang on to you too harshly.
A very odd thing happens, Isaac. She actually physically smiles ever so slightly.
Of course she does. Probably in the periphery of Isaac's vision. Probably too subtly for either one of them to go ahead and actually acknowledge.
No, you can see it.
Oh. Certainly go ahead and crack a smile on Isaac's face as well. Although, you know, smiling is a dangerous habit that he doesn't go ahead and do often. So it's as awkward as she is.
This is the most awkward romance plot I've ever run. Swear to God.
Yes.
All my characters
go ahead and point to the message board. So you're going to do that mission over there?
No. My master simply sent me, as she had heard the grave digger had posted something. And whenever his father posts things, my master likes to be kept aware of the situation.
Very well.
It is... She turns. And she takes a step. And she just says, "It is agreeable, however, to see you again, Mr. Blanchet."
Hopefully we'll have many auspicious moments like this.
One can hope. And with that, she will vanish through the door.
My character turns around and looks at homeless Joe and says, "Joe,
yes, sir.
Are you trying to become lifeless, Joe?"
I done fucked up, Chief. I done fucked up.
So where I come from in the Isle of Skye, there's really only one question to ask: head or gut?
I got bad guts. Give me in the head.
Pete DiNozzo hits you in the back of the head.
Yep.
Just because you don't, because I understand being a mage, that because the way you want reality to be is all that it all is, whatever. But some people don't fucking care.
I'm well aware of that. I've never been the most agreeable sort. I get it. And don't get me wrong. I don't think she was trying to kill me. She just wanted to hurt me real fucking bad.
No, sir. She was going to kill you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be why I'm over here.
She does not. She is not exactly known for giving warnings.
Oh, so she's some sort of psychopath. All right.
No, she's not a psychopath. She's an honorable woman who who has his back is up. His back is up. No,
Evan, Ozzy's actually going to look to see if she's actually gone and left.
Wait,
and,
yeah, I wouldn't be saying fucking any of this if she was still here. By the way, you did say she disappeared.
Yeah, she left through the tent flap, so she's gone.
Thank fuck. All right, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I said what I said.
She has a job to do. She is very good at that job. Part of that job involves making sure no insults to her master are made. Or made unpunished.
If I wasn't me, you'd be dead.
You might be underestimating just a little bit. But
no. You really might want to find a way to try to fix this before she comes around when the fine gentleman here, and he indicates Marcus's character, I can't remember his name, is not around.
Listen, folks, I'm not some dandy. I can hold my own. The reality is that she works for some sort of brute that runs the docks and maliciously. Like I get she might be an honorable woman in your eyes, but she works for some asshole. Listen, I'm not gonna run my mouth off at her again, but I'm definitely not gonna. I don't regret what I did, other than it caused you folks a little bit of discontent.
My character looks Evan. My character only has one Vidare. So did anybody get left? Are we alone?
You're alone.
Ozzy has face palmed and is shaking his head and like, oh god.
No, I 100% support you in your attempt to live free and free of fear and all that. I support you. I didn't think you're wrong. However, very soon you're going to realize this is a magical community, and some of the people in this magical community have very old ways of thinking. So, your newfangled dudism. I watched that movie very recently. That particular picture show was rather entertaining. But the things that they hold dear are things that is in the bone. And they didn't care how well-rounded and accepting you are. Now, I'm not saying change, because as a mage, that's very difficult to do. I am, on the other hand, saying time and place, and most importantly, understanding. So
now,
I just want to point out with respect to the fellow here, and he indicates with his glass to Marcus's character, the living free bit is a absolutely great goal. There is one key point to that concept, though. I believe the living part is a key component.
A man such as this is not going to live in fair, nor hold his tongue when he doesn't feel he should.
I have a rebuttal. Now, tonight, this woman came in. She did her business. I made some sort of transgression against her boss. Now, she attacked me. You were all here, and you stopped her. Was that luck or fate?
Could be either or. There's about an chance of it, honestly.
You talk about a magical community, and I think you're lacking a little bit of insight. There's a rigidity to how you think that is a little surprising. But the reason why I don't worry so much is I've been in this situation quite a few times, and there's always been someone there. There's always been a thought in the back of their head. Oh well, maybe I shouldn't hit him. He's just a free-thinking homeless man. He means no harm. Or I've gotten myself out of the situation on my own. I don't fear for anything. I mean, other than slavery, I suppose. But really, you were here tonight. She attacked. I'm safe. That's all that matters.
Fascinating. It seems I came in the middle of a rather spirited debate.
Isaac, for his part, is back at the hookah. He's only half heard the conversation previously. He feels ways. He's expressing some of them, but then none of them at the same time.
A new figure enters.
Oh, Duncan is not happy to see this man.
Why do you not like Siren? Everyone likes Siren.
I am the only person who does not like Siren.
I'm gonna lean into Duncan, and I'm just gonna whisper in his ear real quick. Is this another broad that I gotta watch my tongue around?
1, it's a man. 2, yes.
Ozzy is going to raise his drink to a Siren and a salute. Evening.
It is a pleasure to see you again, Ozzy. Are you well?
I am well. Are you?
Oh, I'm quite fine. As fine as I can be. And, it's so agreeable to see you again, Mr. Young, Miss Minnie. I hope that you're both well.
She waves exuberantly, like it is her style.
Good to see you again, Master Siren.
Indeed. He will extend his hand to Hyun to shake.
Hyun will shake his hand, and he'll actually kind of lean in his ear just kind of say, I'm really sorry about your home. I haven't gotten a chance to express that yet, but I'm very sorry for it.
Oh, I'm led to understand via some of the more technologically minded people that they have some means of rectifying the situation. Hopefully. Yes. For the record, as ever, you really feel like the hand that shakes it, like there's no energy in it, if that makes sense. Like you could crush this hand if you wanted to.
Right.
So being gentle is key. He will then turn and he will say, my apologies, I don't believe we've met, sir. It's very nice to meet you. My name is Siren.
Try not to fuck this one up. There he is. Go ahead.
Thanks, boss. I'm Homeless Joe.
It's very nice to meet you.
Nice ponytail.
Thank you.
Yes, the braid thing is great.
For the record, this guy has appearance 4 with a specialty of angelic.
Oh, so perfect.
He'll extend his hand.
I wipe more grime off of my hand, and I shake it.
As your hand goes towards him, you will see the fact that your hand is clean. Like your clothing is clean right up to your elbow.
Oh. All right. Then yeah, I just shake the hand.
Once again, you notice the fact that there's little to no strength in the handshake. Once again, what's your strength?
1 or 2.
If you have strength 2, even you feel like you could crush this man's hand.
Yeah, it's for sure strength 2. Yeah. All right.
It is very, very pleasant to meet you. Are you newly arrived?
I've been in Dublin for a while, but I've kept a low profile.
I see. Wonderful. My apologies, we have not met before. As I said, I'm the master of the Library of Dublin.
Oh. Do I need like a library card to get in?
When my library is not currently, shall we say, the delectation of some outer entity, I'd be more than delighted to show you around.
Oh, yeah, I like that. A good read is good for the soul.
I couldn't agree with you more.
If I can be of any assistance helping you with that, Master Siren, please let me know.
I agree. I'd like to offer the same. If there's an issue with people getting access to free information, I'll be there to help.
Yeah, Ozzy visibly flinches at that because, well, he was there for that.
I thank you very much for your offering of support, and it is agreeable to see you again, Mr. Campbell.
It's not agreeable to see you. You didn't tell me what was in that book. I think you knew, and I feel like an arse.
I didn't know it was in the book, Mr. Campbell. Only that it was in the restricted section. If I have played you falsely, I apologize.
There you go again, doing that thing with your face. It makes me want to bow and shake.
What's being polite?
No, the other thing you do.
Being apologetic.
No, he's doing it again.
You have no need to bow to me. I'm no higher or lower than you.
No, it's not you. I want to be angry. I'm a Scotsman and I can't.
Is that right?
It's not fair.
What are you talking about, Laddybook? Look at this fine, sterling example of man. Look at this fine, sterling example of gentlemanly behavior, and you acting like a cock goat.
And I'm not.
A bag am I? A bag am I? Marcus, your left hand is now moving by itself.
I'm going to punch myself, aren't I?
Right in the junk.
Oh, God.
Can I block my own self, or are there minuses?
No, you cannot block yourself.
Well, if he's sitting at a table, I think the most efficient mode of transportation for him to injure himself in the groin is just to go ahead and like viciously thrust into the table.
Thank you,
no.
Blue Falcon. Thank you.
He is currently standing up. No, so what you guys will see is literally
Gotcha.
his hand extending out to a comedic distance before literally uppercutting himself in the groin.
Oh God.
How is that possible to uppercut because you had to come up from...
Duncan is very flexible. Duncan is
We're
flexible.
mages. It's possible.
Yeah. The wizard did it.
I did the physics.
You know what I'm gonna do?
I
Fall down and go unconscious. I'm gonna just be down and unconscious.
haven't read the book, but there. I haven't read the book, but there may or may not be an entire section on that. And how do you do that?
I was going to say, so Marcus, you hear in your voice, a bag am I? A bag? Well, I've just denied you access to your bag for the evening, haven't I? Huh?
I thought that was your favorite. Apparently, I'm not.
When you have a mouth on you, that would shame a priest and scald a sinner, what do you expect me to have to do? I thought I could be proud of you, but no.
You sound like a Lowland sow, is what you sound like.
Oh, a Lowland sow, am I? I guess the hand is moving again.
Well, you know what? I can't do shit about that.
This time, it's kind of weird for you guys to watch. He hoists himself up from the ground by grabbing his own nostrils and pulling.
Something, something, idle hands, devil's playground, something, something.
Sorry,
Gran, I'm sorry. Gran, I'm sorry. Gran, I'm sorry. Gran, I'm sorry.
I'm not a Lowland sow anymore. No, me who happened to train the greatest heroes who ever had the gall to hero. And you dare to deign to call me a Lowland, a sow, do you?
You called me a toastman last Tuesday.
Bye. The hand drops from the nostrils. I do hope that I haven't caused you some level of distress, Mr. Campbell.
No, sir. You're just doing. Oh, you're doing it again. I'm so sorry. I really am. I want to confess is what I want to do. I'm not even Catholic.
Yeah, what just happened?
I do tech stuff. I don't deal with like multiple personalities.
I'm trying so hard. You don't understand of what I've done.
I don't understand. Duncan. I'm sorry.
Hoagies is what I've done. Oh Lord. I'm in front of Master Fire, no less. I'm not even Catholic. I want to convert. I want to sit in front of him and tell him all my sins. Oh.
No. But I made chili, right? Then I made what is called chili dip.
I'm afraid that I don't have the apostolic power in order to absolve you of your sins, Mr. Campbell, but I'm happy to listen if you feel it would get it off your chest.
Oh, it's not me chest. It's the problem right now, sir.
No,
I'm gonna say ice in a bag and poof and
No, it's just training. Give me a moment.
Well, I'd rather not get something off your groin if that's at all possible.
They have to pop out of the body cavity that they've been
Oh,
shoved
God.
into.
Evan, I'm gonna roll a stamina plus body control, like the esoteric stuff. Body work is my specialty. Can I just kind of get my shit deal?
Yeah, you can.
And get my shit right. You know how I do.
Yeah, you can. Mm-hmm. I know how you do.
Don't worry, I'm just gonna dull those nerves. Give me a moment.
God, I'm going to be laughing for a week.
Not my fault. She was just sensitive. It does harder than a coffin nail. My stamina is supposed to matter right now.
I beg your pardon?
Does harder than a coffin nail, which is my stamina specialty. Does that matter right now?
Yeah, it does, because that's amazing. Continue.
7. Let's see what happens. Can I not care about my junk? Let's see.
I mean, God knows other people not caring about your junk.
What's the difficulty?
7.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yes. Chance be praised. I've got
Now, what have you learned?
That you are neither a lowland sow or a bag of anything other than the sainted Grant.
And what am I then, Laddybuck?
The trainer of heroes and to be respected at all times.
Damn right. You may continue about your daily life.
Oh, God.
And you also won't be able to, shall we say, you also won't be able to raise the Loch Ness Monster this evening, but that's neither here nor there.
Rennie's just like offering him a bag of ice still.
No, it's fine. I've trained for this.
I mean,
He's gonna suck it in.
Help?
No, it's fine. I've trained for it. It's fine.
I don't know. I don't have a penis. Were you ever kicked in the penis?
7 or 8 times, yeah.
I can't remember
That's it?
But I also can't remember a majority of my life.
Weren't you like...
Bitch, you hit me one more time.
Damn.
But needless to say, I'd like to thank you all for your offerings of help. It is most gratifying to know that I've garnered at least some good karma with you all. Thank you.
Does anyone want to go see a more really powerful ghost?
Go see a what?
A powerful wraith. Would you like to see one?
Yeah, okay.
Not really, but it would be interesting and intellectually stimulating.
I got a question. Is the wraith you're talking about the one that punched you in the nut?
No. That wraith is completely different.
Sure, I guess, why not?
Also, let's be fair, Marcus. You met Finvara. In the event he wanted to do something to your junk, he would have used Oblivion on your crotch.
Thank you, Evan, because that makes me feel better about what I'm about to do. Thank you.
Oh, are you gonna? Okay, well, we're gonna do that today. All right.
I have a question for you, Master Siren, if I may.
By all means.
Did you enjoy the bottle of whiskey?
I did, thank you, but I'm not much of a drinker.
Excellent. I was hoping that you would enjoy it at the very least, but I understand. Not everybody is a drinker.
Marcus, you gonna do a thing?
Oh, aye.
Okay, you only have to call out his name.
Now, I can't do it here because of rules, right? Out of character?
In theory, you're only inviting him in.
I go up to the bar. He goes, 1 second. I've got to ask the people who run this particular bar thing. I go to the bouncer. Sir, what's your rule on inviting powerful wraiths inside the bar there?
Would you mind, if possible, doing outside?
I could do that, yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Well, come on, lads and ladies. It was a field trip. This is what was going to happen.
Okay.
Why do I have a feeling we're going to regret this?
What's even better is I've got no control over the fella I'm about to call, or what he's going to do to you.
Yeah, it's less than a feeling now. I think I know we're going to regret this, but why not?
Glass of Everclear, poof.
Sounds like a novel experience. I'm in.
We should talk about your alcoholism.
He walks over to everybody and goes, do you swear upon the darkness that eats all things that you'll cause no harm to the fella that I am about to summon?
So long as he does not mean any harm to me.
It's not
I'm
how
not
that
sure that I could.
It's not how that oath works. So you either will or you won't.
I'm gonna go outside and I'm going to smoke. And if some otherworldly entity goes ahead and just appear, I will make no attempt to go ahead and harm it, so long as it does not come after me. And he's gonna go ahead and walk out.
Will you consider yourself my allies, at least for tonight? Will you give your oath to that?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Your word, then. On the darkness that eats all things, that you're my allies, at least for this one night.
Isaac has already left this oath making situation.
He looks around and he goes, this place, will you be my witness? He doesn't expect an answer, but he always screams it out loud because that's how you get their attention. And then he says, follow me then.
Yeah, he follows.
Jen will follow as well.
I'm going to take one more drink, light a cigarette, and then I'll follow.
He kind of goes, my character goes out. I know that there's really not any real pomp and circumstance that has to be done, but I am what I am, Evan. So what he does is he takes the coin out and kind of, does the thing where you roll it over his fingers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the book with him in like a gym bag.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, yeah, he goes, now, what I'm going to do is get a favor from a friend. Now, if ye want yourselves to get into some sort of deal-making thing, that's a total secondary something or other betwixt you and the entity in question. Is that clear?
Yes.
Sorry, wait, what?
He's going to make a deal. Whether we choose to make a deal is up to us, and he has no part in it.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Now, great knowledge can be gained. However, the person that has this knowledge, well, you'll see. In Scots Gaelic, my character says, among friends that have made oath and with no harm intended, deal struck. Finvara, snap.
All right. The world around you guys dissolves into a pool of roiling shadows. As you are outside, you see the lights snuffed out one by one. Can you all please make me a stamina check as you are gripped by incredible numbing cold?
Does my spec and Man of Steel count?
Yes, it does.
That's harder than a coffin ball count?
Yes, it does.
Is it just stamina?
Straight stamina, difficulty 8.
Ooh, good. 2 successes.
I also got 2 successes.
Oh
I
dear.
got
I'm
nothing.
afraid about how much stamina I have.
I got
Oh,
1. Wow.
please, sir.
Let me see.
No successes.
Yeah, 3.
Oh, sorry, Marcus, you don't have to roll.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, my apologies. All right. I believe only. Hang on. We're still waiting on a roll.
Oh shit.
Kim failed.
Okay. Those of you who failed. Did anyone? No one botched. No one botched. Okay. Question for both Aaron and Kim. Have you ever seen someone who has gone into shock?
Yeah.
As in, that is that both of you kind of fall to the ground. Your body's twitching. You are so cold. You feel like you can't feel your hands. You can't feel your toes. You feel this numbingness coming from inside out. Basically, it is a terrible feeling. Your breathing comes harsh and ragged. Roll play accordingly.
Jesus, Marcus, what the fuck? Or Duncan, what the fuck did you do to me?
Not a thing, sir.
What the fuck was that?
You bring me friends, Duncan. From the darkness congeals a deeper shadow, stepping out from the nothingness. His clothing a dull crimson, the icon on his head blazing with inhuman power, the eyes entirely non-human, as the smile spreads across his lips.
That is not who I called.
Hmm?
The wrong cat. Is it the wrong cat? That's the wrong cat.
Why is it that you bring others before me?
Well, sir, you never said I couldn't.
Are they offerings? Are they tribute?
They are those that have made oath as allies to me, sir.
They are your circle.
For tonight, I.
That one and that one cannot even find their own feet.
So they have things to work on.
I live in a desert. I used to live in a desert.
My. So, speak your favor ode. Vinvara is here. Vinvara hears you.
Well, sir, I need to open this book.
How is it that you came by the Mokhtal? For the record, Scots Gaelic is a bit different from Irish Gaelic, but from my rough understanding, Mokhtal means the rising or the risen.
Family heirloom?
And you seek the secrets locked within its pages.
No, I just want to open it. That's not a lie.
He walks down the line of you. He even gets down on one knee when he comes to Minnie, because Minnie is kind of shivering on the ground.
Can I just
So
I'm not
sorry.
equipped for this.
He brushes his hand across her face, and as he does so, icicles and rot start to form. Ironically, you don't feel any pain because your flesh is so numb.
She's not even looking, so she doesn't even know.
Yes, I see. I see a life obsessed with beauty. The beauty of things, baubles and trinkets. And He will then appear behind our dear hobo friend, and he will say, "And a life obsessed with the concepts of freedom, the ability to walk his path." Vinvara sees. You want to open this book, so you bind yourself to its legacy. For you're not the first to open the book, though your ancestor did indeed write it many, many years ago under different moons, parleying with different gods. That book was written long since past. So, the answer is simple. How do you open the book? Well, a single tear cried from the eye of one whom has seen his faith destroyed, who has seen all that he believes in shattered. That is the price for the book's unbinding. To open its pages and to read its secrets, someone's faith must die.
Okay, then. Thank you, sir.
I think that Duncan Campbell, you are just the madman to open the book and learn its secrets.
I've been told.
Your grand uncle paid a great price for the knowledge locked and sealed within those pages of human skin.
Did he now?
He walked down the river's path into the city of Black, and there he spoke with the ferryman when the ferryman sat upon his throne. He learned many secrets and heard many lies.
He goes, he spake to the ferryman.
Ah, yes. He leans in and whispers in your ear, to Chiron himself.
Go to the badass, wouldn't he?
Now I shall leave before your friends shiver to death. My price was not their lives. You consider your debt paid, Duncan Campbell.
Oh, aye.
Good. Good. And as he steps backwards, the shadows consuming him, warmth returns to the world around you. Both Aaron and Kim, you start to feel warm again, but that almost left you never want to feel cold like that again. Nope. Mm-mm.
I light a cigarette and go and huddle against a wall.
Isaac, throughout this particular ordeal, has held his fist to his chest, his eyes closed, briefly smoking a cigarette every so often, giving it a puff. Eventually, when it goes ahead and feels the warmth, the hand releases something he had clasped close to his chest and drops back to his side. His eyes go ahead and open. Oh boy.
Oh, that was interesting.
What kind of shit are you into, Duncan?
Do you really want to know, or is that an idle question?
I'm not asking what your kinks are. You obviously don't have any if you're afraid of. But,
I'm not afraid, just inexperienced. Anyway.
Oh, really? She's unabashedly gonna start, unbuttoning her shirt. See, to prove this.
He goes, well, if you're gonna show those off for everyone to see, I suppose I should go elsewhere, as I'm not interested in that way because you're very tiny and probably don't have enough stamina.
Oh.
One cold ordeal, and there you are on your ground, shivering like a wee thing in the winter.
Wait, Evan, is her face like still?
Yeah, her face, for the record, as she looks up, is you can also see messed up. Like it is covered in cracked, broken skin and remnants of frost. There's black ichor leaking from the flesh.
Ooh.
Oh god, I might pass out. Okay, closing my eyes again.
Anybody else got? Anybody got some? Anybody good with that life magic stuff?
What?
He points at. I might want to look at that, and he points at the.
Is that a prime thing or a spirit thing or a life thing, Evan?
That is a mixture of a spirit thing and a life thing.
Well, I could work with someone.
Yeah, that really doesn't look healthy. Oh, that looks bad.
It's probably
Don't talk about it.
Oh my, it would seem as though you are not joking, Mr. Camp.
Nay.
What you just spoke to was blacker than abyssal black. Be careful.
Well, sir, you have two options when you're a camel. You can do something or you can do nothing.
Miss Minnie, would you like to come here, please?
I don't want to move. I don't want to open my eyes.
It's all right. You feel two hands on your shoulders, basically trying to not lift you up, but kind of denote that you should stand up.
She does so.
For those of you, do you keep your eyes pressed closed?
Yes.
All
She
right.
is not happy with the situation. She is refusing to deal with it.
You feel a few moments later, for those the rest of you can see, Siren leans in and kisses her on the cheek.
Aww.
However, you see black stain his lips when he pulls it back, and her face is as it had been, but he spits out a glob of basically, it almost looks to be almost like sentient tar, in the sense that it moves and twitches before he crushes it under his foot. Be mindful, Mr. Camden, of what it is you deal with. It did not affect you. It affected others.
I noticed.
Are you alright? Was it Jim? Are you alright?
This is just a bad day. And that was a scary thing that I was not equipped to handle.
I'm sorry that you had to deal with that, Mr. Minnie. Hang on, Aaron, are you there?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
He's asking if you're okay.
Oh, I'll be fine. Just cold. Just really cold.
Your hands are shaking.
Yeah.
Here, he holds out his hands. Take mine.
He stubs out his cigarette and throws his hands out.
He takes his hands in yours, and you feel the coldness wash away as he exerts some of his effort. As he falls away, you will see that he's very quick to hide this. Can people make me a perception alertness roll? It's going to be difficult.
What's the difficulty?
7. It is based on sight.
Do.
It's going to have a threshold of 2 successes.
Actually,
it'll have a threshold of 1 success.
Nope.
I got that one.
Wow, only
Isn't
Joe
that like
actually,
a requirement?
only Joe actually sees this, I think.
Kim hasn't rolled yet.
Okay.
Hey, Kim got 2.
Okay, so both Joe and Minnie see this, ironically. When Siren does, and you can tell that he clearly did something magical to banish the cold, he very quickly raises his handkerchief to his eye, and the reason that is because a long streak of blood just started to run from his eye. But he managed to cover it very quickly.
Yeah, I won't mention it.
So, very good. All right. I'm pleased that you all are so willing to help me with my library, and it will be remembered. I promise. Now, I think that we should probably find you all a warm bed for the evening. You have somewhere to stay, Joe?
Well, I mean, it's kind of in the name that I don't, but somebody offered me a couch, so I should be all right.
As you wish. I don't know what tonight means in the grand scheme of things, but we'll have to see. And with that note, we are going to end our scene. So, thank you guys for playing.
I was just going to say before Siren disappears, Ozzy's going to turn towards where he's heading and go, "Thank you for your assistance here."
You're quite welcome. I do and I can.
And Ozzy will offer not an official bow, but like a slight upper body bow, showing respect.
And with that, we shall end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene in Darkness in Dublin. Have a pleasant evening.